Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dreadbread, and welcome to the Space Monkey Mafia. Today, before I do my live streaming, I'm going to be reading off the script. I really didn't want to make this kind of content, but I found somebody in the D&D community who, in my humble opinion, which will be the title of this new video, because I don't believe he knows the definition of humble. Anyway, he needs to be talked about. For now, I will refrain from using his name or his channel name. This content creator is much larger than I, however, I'm not afraid to speak out against lunacy and gatekeeping. Not gatekeeping in the good way, which keeps out the would be dictators and the bandwagon crusaders who were bored and wanted to be a part of something. I'm talking about the fanatic religious fiver type of gatekeeping you find mostly in the screeching Twitter fan bases. You know the ones I'm talking about. Crazy eyes, crazy hair color, needs to change said thing because of thing, then isn't interested in said thing after it's been changed. Before I get off topic and go back to this humble person, sorry, I'm speaking off a script. I normally don't do this. For those of you who are joining in, I'm sorry. I'm reading something off of a script right now. Before I get off topic, let's go back to this humble person and how I found them. It started after I found a game called Viking Death Squad, or VDS for short. I was looking up reviews on good old YouTube, and that's when I found him, and boy, I wish I hadn't. After finding his channel, I fell into a rabbit hole of watching video after his and reading the comments. This is a man who looks to Dungeons and Dragons as the holy Bible, not Biber, and his savior. I've come I'll come back to this part though because he has this whole weird ideology about D&D Dungeon Masters and them actually being deities. No, I'm not kidding. He even states that they themselves are gods, not with a capital G, but they are in fact deities. This is a humble man who will criticize you for playing D&D not correctly or properly according to his ways. This is a man with a lot of snide and passive-aggressive tones in his videos. This is a man so obsessed with D&D, he actually tells his subscribers in more than one video to go out and spend all your hard-earned money to save D&D from going afloat. Go out and buy a $175 or $170 game supplement. Go out and buy every book in D&D, even if you're not interested. Go out and get Amazon Prime to watch Vox Machina, because D&D needs you. In the same breath, this is a person who condemns Vox Machina for being cultural appropriation, which was a video I had to stop watching after 6 minutes and 35 seconds. I felt my very IQ start to drop to room temperature, just sitting there watching pure nonsense. Nonsense about a fictional character, a fictional world, a fictional religion, and then him bringing God and real religion and what the hell are you even talking about in this video? Every comment in this video is telling that you're grasping at straws. You're overreaching. You've got it wrong. Yet you're humble. You're true. D&D needs you. Or Wizards of the Coast will go out of business. This is... Sorry. My asthma. This is a man who believes that Dungeon Masters are deities and should stand tall and be proud. This is the same person who also says Dungeon Masters only deserve a limited term of 1 year, just like uh, just like real life United States presidents. What the fuck, buddy? You don't get to decide a game community's Dungeon Master. You don't get to determine how long and dictate. Sorry, let me read that again because I goofed that up. Buddy, you don't get to decide a community's dungeon master. You don't get to determine or dictate how long a dungeon master can be dungeon master. You also say that dungeon masters aren't players, which is bullshit, because all dungeon masters start off as players before they become dungeon masters. In my humble opinion, you need to seek out a therapist. In my humble opinion, your obsession and blind faith in D&D is quite dangerous and unhealthy. You can't even go see a movie without saying it needs to be in D&D. You can't do proper tabletop reviews about other games without going into a rant about how their systems need to be in D&D. I believe if I told you to go out and touch grass, you would say, "Hey guys, we need to go out and touch grass because it needs to be in D&D." I think it's time for you to take a step back from your hobby and realize that D&D is just escapism, not an extension of what you call yourself. It was designed for teenagers and kids to interact with each other on a social setting. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of us who are adults who enjoy D&D. There's nothing wrong with that. However, going to the extremes that you have, and I have, um, that you have, and yes, I have to say, it is time that you put up your hat. It's time for you to take a step back. It's time for you to get in touch with reality. Sorry if I scuffed that up a little bit. I can make a long series about this and go over your videos, minute by minute, second by second, counter argue your points, and point out your mentally unhealthy obsession with this game. This is not content I wish to create. This is not content I do nor want to do. I stream games as a hobby. I stream games for fun. I usually say things off the cuff and unscripted. I don't have good video editing software. This is why I'm doing it live. If I did, these videos would probably be 1,000 times better than what this is going to be. I'm sorry for those of you who had to come and watch me ramble on before I actually got to the game. So let's end this. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dreadbread. Do not let your escapisms or your hobbies become unhealthy obsessions for you. Love the things you love, but don't turn them into idols and worship. Till next time, I'll see ya. Bye to bye.